Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Polkadot. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, I would encourage you to watch that before watching this one so that you have more context. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Feel free to watch that before watching this one. And also, I have two donation links down below in the description. If you want to support Ukraine, you can do so by going over to the official websites I linked down below, and you can donate directly to the funds. Thank you all for the support, and thank you all for watching the video. So jumping into Polkadot on the daily chart, as you can see, so this falling wedge is off of the weekly chart. That's why it looks a bit weird on the touches here. They may seem a bit off, but don't worry, that's because this was made on the weekly chart. And as you can see right now, we do have two falling wedges that we're in. So we're in this massive white one, and we're in this smaller greener smaller green falling wedge. And potentially, once we see a breakout from the green falling wedge, I'm expecting a retest of the top or the resistance of the larger white falling wedge. Okay, so we may see a rejection from the resistance, we may see a breakout, we may see a rejection and a move all the way down to the support of the larger falling wedge. Lots of things can happen, but you have to be ready for both outcomes. These prices over here, these are incredible buying prices, because back when we were sitting at $50, people could only dream about buying the dot coin at $6 or $7, whatever. And right now, once we are back down on these prices, people are waiting for the price to go even lower. People are waiting to buy over here at $2, at $3.69. Could the price go that low? Yes, it could. For that, Bitcoin would have to drop significantly. I would say if you want to see Polkadot below $4, you would need to see Bitcoin go back down to $14,000. You would need a hefty pullback for a project like Polkadot to drop a further 40% after you have already seen a 89% pullback. Okay, so just be realistic. If you're buying here and you see another 10% pullback, that is not as scary as buying here and seeing a 90% pullback, because here you're going to start going down for multiple years. And if you're buying here, then you really have at least one or two 10%, 20% pullbacks left, and then you're going to be in an uptrend for the next 2 years. And that's where the profits are going to start coming in. So just think about it. And, I'm buying into Polkadot like crazy. I want to start staking somewhere. I can't decide where I'm going to start staking. I was looking at the Polkadot Nova wallet, but they have a high minimum. They keep increasing that minimum seemingly every couple of days, which is a bit weird, but okay. So yeah, like I said, target the upper resistance of the falling wedge if you want to swing trade, or if you want to enter for a short to medium term trade, because the falling wedge has a 75% chance of breaking to the upside. And if you do indeed start breaking to the upside, you have a technical target all the way up here at $9.45. So if we were to get to that technical target, that would mean that we would have to break through this white resistance of the falling wedge. And if that happens, you can start taking profits here at $9.30, $9.45. Of course, you have this resistance as your fib level, which is the first fib level. And based on the Fibonacci retracement that we have here on the chart, you can see that the low is the one that we printed in July of 2021, and the high that we printed in November of 2021. So you can see that we are below that low. And as you all know, once you are below the first fib level, you start targeting the 1.618. We have talked about that extensively on this channel. So this is your technical target, because you usually retrace all the way down to the 1.618 after you lose this low here, right? And we have lost that low over here, and we even retested that level as resistance. before eventually coming back down. And as you can see, for the most part, we held the 1.272 as support over here. So this level at $6.58 was held as support. Right now, we're losing it. We're losing it as support. We're moving back down below it, and that is quite negative. So at this point, I would say your next immediate support would be down here at $5.19, which is the 1.414 level. And as I told you, if you want to see Polkadot below $4, then Bitcoin would need to see a strong capitulation, because it all depends on Bitcoin. Altcoins in times like these tend to follow Bitcoin. Whatever it does, they simply follow, okay? You have to be aware of that. And let's see if we can get some sort of a channel going here, because it does seem like we have a little bit of a channel, but I don't think we're going to be holding that for a very long time. And yeah, let's see. We have a channel here. If you did buy in right here at $6.30-40, then you have a nice chance to take some profits either at the 20 EMA or at the top of this rectangular zone that I have for you, which was a buy zone previously, but right now obviously it's acting as a resistance zone because we have lost it as support. So anywhere from the 20 EMA on the daily chart all the way up to the top of this rectangular zone at $6.75. Those would be some areas for you to take profit, but keep in mind October and November tend to be bullish months for crypto. So we may as well see a breakout from the green falling wedge. We may as well see a breakout from the large white falling wedge, because after all, you are very close to the apex of this white falling wedge pattern. Okay, you're very close to the apex, and once you get that close to the apex, there's usually going to be a breakout relatively soon. And imagine the breakout from a large falling wedge like this. Now granted, we have been in a falling wedge like this for one other altcoin. For those of you who don't follow my Theta videos, we have been in a falling wedge ever since the peak in May for Theta. The May peak for Theta was all the way here. So we have been in that long falling wedge, and I was expecting a breakout, but eventually what happened is we just dumped down and we started creating even more lower lows, and the target for the falling wedge was invalidated, right? And the current target for the white falling wedge is basically the all-time high for Polkadot at $55. So if you're waiting for cheaper prices, you can do that, but it's always better to be exposed to the market in some capacity rather than not being exposed at all. So let's jump into the daily RSI here, and as you can see, we do have this zone that we did retest in September 9th, 10th to be exact. So from 54.7 to 50.5, as you can see, we ran into this area as resistance. We did have one fake out in March above it. We had another fake out in July above it into August. And every time we have a fake out, we tend to get a bit overextended from the EMAs, as you can see on the price action. This over here in August, we got overextended from the EMAs, and over here in March, we got overextended from the EMAs, as you can see. So I would say this is a good level to take profits at if you're not looking to make maximum profit, and you're really going to be you really like risk management. Then you're going to be taking these short-term profits, and if you're a scalper, obviously. But like I said, I'm not swing trading right now. I'm not swing trading Polkadot. There are other altcoins that I'm swing trading. If you want to get all of my trade alerts, feel free to go over to my Patreon. That's linked down below in the description. We've had a couple of nice trades with my patrons in the last week. We did swing trade coins like Moon River, Orion, and Aave. So there are some nice swing trades in there. We're not sitting around and doing nothing, but you have to be careful swing trading around the bottom, right? Because you can see a very strong reversal out of nowhere, and if you sell here, you're going to be left with your tokens. So if you're not confident in swing trading, and if you're trying to force a trade, then you're just better off staking and just waiting for the next bull market, and that's it. So let's switch over to the Binance website. Okay, so we are on the weekly chart right now, and as you can see, if I bring out a rectangular pattern, you can see that we are very, very near the high that we printed back in September of 2020. So Polkadot hasn't been around for that long. So you can see that we do have this sort of buy zone, and this is basically the high that we printed in November of 2020. And like I said, as you can see, we do tend to have bullish Novembers and bullish October. So here, from October 5th, you did see a very nice appreciation in price for Polkadot of around about 67%. So potentially we could see something similar, let's say a 30% move to the upside. For Polkadot, that would take us up to $8.35. So obviously you do have a couple of zones to watch out for. For example, you do have this zone that you just ran into in August, which was exactly the low that we printed just right here. As you can see, this is the low that we printed in January of 2021, and this is the resistance that we back tested in August this year. And this zone below the bottom of this zone is a great buying opportunity, in my opinion, $5.62. I would say this is what we could retest, right? Unless Bitcoin is going to print a lower low and lose $17,500, I would say this is your most likely bottom for Polkadot. But if Bitcoin starts dropping, you can always see more targets to the downside. If you throw in a Fib retracement here, you can see $4.34 would be your technical target at the 1.618 Fibonacci level if you start losing your low that you printed on July 11th. So yeah, as you can see, there are targets to be met. Obviously, the 20 weekly EMA is something very important for you. You could see a rejection off of that in November. That would be a nice swing trade opportunity. The last time you retested the 20 EMA on the weekly chart was in March, and before that was in December. So yeah, if I missed out anything important on the charts, guys, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. If you want to support the channel, feel free to check out the Patreon. Feel free to check me out on Twitter. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.